Let's have a meal. 180 calories in each serving of pasta. And 7 grams of protein. And pasta sauce has 50 calories per serving and no protein. So this is calories and this is protein. Now let's take a look at what happens when we eat some reasonable amounts of this thing, because 1 serving of pasta is not very much. If you have 3 servings of pasta and 2 servings of sauce, you have 3 of this and 2 of this. Get 3 times 180 is 540 calories. Check if you don't believe me. And 2 times 50 is 100, so 540 calories from pasta, 100 calories from sauce. That's 640 calories. And with the protein, 7 grams of protein per serving of pasta in 3 servings, so that's 7, 14, 21. Grams of protein from pasta plus 0 grams of sauce, 0 grams from sauce. Altogether that tells us that we're well on our way to our 2,000 calories. If we had this for lunch, we would have about a third of our total daily calorie intake and a little more than, well, a little less than half, maybe about a third of our daily protein intake, depending on who you ask. So again, I'm going to remind us of those numbers, and we're going to figure out how to put those numbers into a matrix multiplication. So pasta, 180 calories per serving, 7 grams of protein per serving. Sauce, 50 calories per serving, and no grams of protein, no protein whatsoever in the sauce. So, and again we're going to look at 3 servings of pasta and 2 servings of sauce. So let's talk about calories first. We want to take our 3 and our 2 and multiply them by 180 and 50. And following our matrix multiplication conventions, we know we'll take this row and multiply each of its elements by each element in this column. So we end up taking the 3 times the 180, just like we should, because there's 180 calories in each of 3 servings of pasta. And we'll take the 2 times the 50, because there are 50 calories each of 2 servings of sauce. So if we just write our matrix multiplication like that, it works out 3 times 180 is 540, and 2 times 50 is 100, which gives us 640 calories. But why stop there? And we can take another column and have this column represent the amount of protein in each. So now again, we'll get the same thing for the first entry, because it's just the first row times that first column. Gives us 640 in the first row and first column of the answer matrix. But now there's a second column, which we multiply by that row, so 3 times 7 is 21. 21 plus 2 times 0 is 0, so 21 plus 0 gives us 21 grams of protein, and that's just what we figured out. Of course, if we wanted to, we could add more columns in here. So let's break this apart a little bit. Remind ourselves what the elements of all this. This is that same problem. Let's remind ourselves of what the elements of each matrix are. So this matrix is of the servings of pasta and sauce. And those in multiplication following the normal convention. Line up pasta with the first row here and sauce with the second row there. Now each column of our second matrix. We recall this was for calories and this was for protein. So we're looking at different attributes of our ingredients. If we had wanted to, we could have added another column in here. So scratch this out. Add another column in there, maybe for magnesium or something like that. Any other amount of nutrition, we could just add more and more columns to this matrix. To the second matrix, which is the matrix of weights, because it tells you how much weight pasta has in terms of calories, how important it is in terms of calories, and how much weight sauce has in terms of calories and protein. Let's look at our answer. Our answer corresponds just to the calories and protein. So as you can see, what we did is we took an amount of a matrix representing pasta and sauce, multiplied it by a 2 by 2 matrix, which converts that pasta and sauce into calories and protein. So as you can see, what we did is we took a 2 by 1 matrix. So as you can see, what we did is we took a 1 by 2 matrix, and which represented an amount of pasta and an amount of sauce, and we used a 2 by 2 matrix to convert it from pasta and sauce into calories and protein for our answer in terms of calories and protein.